Black Americans. We're not African American. We're not people of color. We're not black and brown, minority, BIPOC, none of that. People, no, none of that. This is about our people demanding the resources, just as you're giving these people, these newcomers who are walking into this country.
So I've said for the longest time, many years now, that black people are eventually going to be kicked to the back of the bus in favor of illegal immigrants. And I was trying to tell that to people to let them see in a type of way that they can understand that their vote is being taken for granted. In this video here, the Chicago residents are intensely upset with the Democrats, the mayor in particular, about their stance on their policies for illegal immigrants.
Correct. How do you take a new group of people that have paid no taxes, can't vote, and you put them in front of the voters?
I'm not going to pay them no taxes.
And so we say this to you, Mayor, Governor, President. If you think that they're that powerful that you have to acquiesce and answer to them over us, then you tell them to vote for you next election. You tell them to support your Democratic National Convention. We're going to show you how we feel about the Democratic National Convention.
Turn it up. Thank you.
If you think you're going to have a peaceful Democratic National Convention in the city of Chicago while our people starve,
that's right.
Stay tuned.
All right.
He says newcomers that are coming into this country. And like I mentioned before, well, not to you particularly, but to people, black people have been here for a long time and have a vested interest in this country. In fact, black people, just like many other types of Americans who came here in this melting pot called America, this great experiment called America, helped to build this country and have something at stake. What people who come in here illegally especially don't have is those same types of merits. And black people in particular are the most loyal group of people in the Democrat Party, particularly black females. And it's really embarrassing and sad, but now it's coming to a head because now they're realizing, hey, we did all this stuff for you, and now look what happens. They don't care about you. In fact, they actually hate you. See, hear what he said? He said, look, these people don't pay any taxes, and if you think that you're going to have a successful Democrat National Convention where we're going to help you get reelected, think again and stay tuned. It's about time, maybe too little too late, but at least it's about time.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Oh, we're not going to stand out like that. And we ask any of those who are about closing borders. We don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever. As long as you're about closing these borders, we can support you.
That's right.
And anybody who is about open borders, we're against you.
We're against
Plain and simple. Let's have a meet with the Republican Party. If Trump want to come to town, come and meet with us. Come and have a meet with us.
I love it. Now they're saying, look, we have a litmus test here. The litmus test is this. If you're for open borders, you don't have our vote. If you're about closing the borders, then you have our vote. Hey, if you want to talk to Trump, let him come. We'll talk to Trump. And that is the one thing that these people don't want. The MAGA generation and that movement to get in with black people in particular, because it's still a huge voting bloc for Democrats. But here's the thing that these guys don't realize. Globalism is what's leading all of this, and it's outside of their control, and it's more to it than that, but at least they're standing up for what's going on. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the elections going forward, because people are fed up. He said, we are hungry, we are starving, and yet these people who come here don't pay taxes, come in illegally, and get all these benefits from us, and it's sad to see this.
Trump 2024.
We are not going to stand idly by while you starve our community. These are our children, and they will not be targeted while you take and make a better life for a new group that just walked into this country yesterday.
Exactly.
$9,000 a month for these people. You know how hard it is? $1,000 to $1,500 for every child, every illegal immigrant child that goes into Chicago public schools. You give them money for uniforms and computers and all these things, we're not going to stand down, and we ask that the Republican Party come and sit down and have a meet with us.
And this guy is telling the absolute truth. Check this out right here.
Already this week, 41 buses have rolled into Chicago. That means there are now 11,000 migrants living in shelters. 4,000 are still sleeping on police station floors and staying at the airport. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children. The migrant crisis is straining resources. The state is footing the bill for what they call temporary housing. The state is paying on the high end $9,000 in rental assistance over a 6-month period of time. With that comes help moving in and a starter kit to furnish the apartment.
That rent lasts for 6 months, and ideally people would have started their legal process, secured legal work authorization, and then be able to sustain that apartment.
The city put $4 million towards helping migrants get temporary housing. Right now, there are just a handful of case managers to handle the load to get migrants in temporary rentals.
But we obviously, need to get more. And so that's when we approached the state again for an additional $5 million.
We did reach out to see how many asylum seekers are currently taking advantage of the rental assistance. We haven't heard back from the city on that.
Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.